Today we have the FlexiSpot E6. It's a bamboo top, dual motor, 3-stage standing desk, and the top is 72 inches wide and 30 inches deep. Let's check them out. Alright, here is the FlexiSpot desktop in a box. It's quite large. The box is not very thick though, right? Like it's 49 pounds, but like the box is thin. So hoping it's not damaged. It was delivered by FedEx, I think. And FedEx traditionally tears up my stuff. So hopefully not that. And we also have this big box here. It says Team Lift. I lifted by myself because I'm not a little Tony. I used my powers of deduction to realize that this is going to be the legs in this box. I want to point out this says this side up, but the tape opening is on this side. And then this side does not have that. My hope is that when I cut this open, that's where you'll stick the legs on the bottom of it, which will make more sense. Because I assume you're going to attach the legs and then flip them over. So inside the box there is this little foam padding, and on the corners we have this little cardboard piece as well. And when I lift up the foam padding, this is, I believe, the bottom of the desk because it has these little holes. So that's good. So the way you open the box is to the bottom of the desk. That makes sense. We got these little holes here. I guess those holes are for how the legs mount. I don't know. See, in this corner it has this little foam piece here. Protect the edges. It's good. I like it. A little sticker here with the order number and type and batch number. Inside this box, the manual's right on top, and it has, well, I assume it's both legs inside there, but it is going to be a lot of pieces to put together. I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know, but I know in the Vari desk, it was super easy to snap things together because this long piece was already mounted to the desk. You just had to snap the legs in. But we'll see. While there are a lot of pieces, which I don't like, it is packaged pretty well. There's this cardboard padding here, these foam pieces, the hard piece connecting them. The wheels come with it. They're in this little box. For Vari, you gotta pay $50 extra for the wheels, so it's nice that they're already included. And originally when I bought the Vari desk, they said wheels wouldn't work with it, and then they started selling them, so they do work. I bought some separate wheels for my Vari desk. It's really thick cardboard material. I'm not looking forward to putting this together, but it is what it is. So I will say I do like how it comes with all these labeled, and they're packaged together right in one package, separated, all inch of course. And I will say these are heavy duty. In general, the FlexiSpot is a little more cost affordable than the other products, but this thing is hefty. Like you could hit somebody in the head with that and they're not getting back up. You could also hit someone in the head with this and they're not getting back up. So bring it on! They do come with this little nice little roll of Velcro for cable ties. I like that. Again, I'm not looking forward to putting this together. It does seem to have pretty good instructions. It tells you which screws to use, and screws are labeled. So it's just something to watch out for when you build it. So I've got the legs attached here, which it wasn't that bad. This is the extender bars in the middle. They can slide in and out, right? And then you tighten them down with these, but you get to put this little bracket in here, which is number 7 here. And then you put this little brick in here, but you got to mentally think about which side you want your cord going to, because this is going to be, the power cord will come out the back of that here. You got to figure out which way you want the plug-in to go, and then which side you want your controller on the front here. And it doesn't really attach, it kind of just slides around. Maybe when you screw it down it'll get tight, I don't know. Wrong! So far, not tight. It doesn't appear to be holes for these guys. There's holes for these sides. It doesn't appear to be holes for this middle piece, which I thought there would be, unless I'm missing it. I don't think I am. So other than just having too many parts, my first real complaint is that these don't have screw holes. Most of these have like pre-drilled holes. Those feet there did. And now it's telling me to use the same screw F to screw in these. There's definitely no holes there. And then, the way it works so far is just you have 4 screws on each side holding that metal rack in there. This little spacer bar in the middle is being held by these guys to keep it tight. So it seems pretty sturdy, although there's only going to be, 8 screws holding the whole thing. These brackets to the tabletop, which I'm not a mechanical engineer. I don't know if it's enough or not. Like on the Vari side, this was already attached to the desk, so I don't even know how it was attached. All I had to do was slot the legs in, and so that was much easier. This isn't necessarily difficult, but I am sweaty. But I also had about half a pound of pound cake and 5 cups of coffee before doing this, so I don't know that's the best pre-desk building meal that you can have. So I said make sure you don't mess this up, and then I sort of messed it up, but it also sort of works. Idiot. But you can see in the diagram, it has this piece behind the button module, which is over here. But this piece has to plug into this piece, which is this cord here, which isn't very long. So there's no way that cord's gonna reach all the way over here. So by maybe putting it in the middle, it kind of works. It's a little loose, but once it's upside down, the way it's supposed to, it should hold. And I'm gonna put some tie wraps around it. And it has these little sticky guys here, which you can screw in or just stick. I just stuck them there. But so far, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I didn't love building it, but now I'm done building it, and the desk should hopefully work fine, right? This is where the electric cord goes to power it in. So it gives you, it's in the middle, which is not ideal. I mean, it would be down there, but at the same point, I'm just gonna run the cord over probably into a UPS. It doesn't really matter. I'll have plenty of room to tie it down here. The directions don't mention this, but it comes with wheels, but the directions didn't have wheels in there. These just unscrew real easily, and these just have a bolt to go in there, and it comes with a little like wrench guy. So fairly easy. All right, it has been built. It was not terrible. It's a good looking desk, really. Now that we have it up in here, I'm kind of debating if I really wanted to give it to the boy. So we got 3 desks down in here. The boy has his desktop setup where he fails at Fortnite. And then I have my desk where I do real businessman work. And then we have the YouTube desk. So it's so good looking. My actual desk I never show in videos for the most part. It's big enough, it'd be great for an actual desk, but I think it's so pretty, I want to use it in my YouTube videos. So the boy uses it, and so the bamboo's cool. It's smooth on top, it's not rough. What were your thoughts on how smooth the top was? So he's gonna be gaming on this thing, so he's gonna have a mouse on it. It's very thin but sturdy. Like the Vari desk feels like a laminate top, which it is. This is an actual bamboo. I mean, it's all glued together, I guess, but you can feel like a kind of a grain to it. But obviously you have this guy, cool looking. You can preset standing and sitting, and then just an extra 3 and 4 setting, right? So and personally, I like how there's numbers on here because I'll remember what number I like it set to, and I memorize it. Well, it goes up tall, 50.0, that 50 inches maybe? And you can see it's pretty tall. Like here's the doorknob, so it's much above there. So I'm 6'1", and this is way taller than I would use it for. I could use it for YouTube videos, get this high. So it's on wheels, and when I wobble it, it will wobble, but at full height. But also, I think those videos are silly because no one actually wobbles their desk like that when it's up. Obviously, it'll be more stable if you don't have the wheels, and you're not required to use the wheels. Personally, I like having wheels. My basement is just a concrete floor with that heinous inside-outside carpet in it. So the wheels make it roll pretty smoothly on it. 24.4 is how low we get. And down here, right, there's almost no wobble. The wheels are rolling, but the desk isn't actually wobbling. And I'm shaking it good. I'm strong, man. Like my buddy Tony, he's pretty short, so this might be too short for him to use as a standing desk at 24.4, but it's probably what his sitting height is. So this is probably, I think around 30 is what I use for sitting height. A lot of people are just used to like old school office desks that just stand up, and those aren't as nice as these, right? And there's a couple benefits to the standing desk life that most people don't focus on. Not the nonsense about how much healthier it is. I mean, your back will probably feel better if you stand up more often, but the real benefit is it's a very large desktop, right? So this is 71 inches, 72 inches, something like that long, and then 30 inches deep. So it's a big desktop. You're not going to usually find a traditional desk that big. 2, the fact that it's adjustable, you can make it the perfect height, even if you never stand. You know, I used to hit my knees on desk all the time, right? I'm a big guy, so when I was sitting, I'd hit my knee on desk all the time. Now you got plenty of width between the 2 legs and plenty of height. You can adjust it if you want, so you'll basically never hit your legs on that desk, which is nice. If you want to get an idea of how big it is, there's a beautiful Sadie. So there's a 17-inch laptop, the LG Gram. Excellent laptop. You can see just how big. You got plenty of space right there by hand. You know, you can push it all the way back, and you're gonna get like a whole arm's length on here, right? So it's gonna be nice. We're gonna get it set up. It'll take a little bit, of course, but so far, I think it looks great. I think the combination of the black legs, yeah, it's good. And I assume it's dual motor because there's 2 different, both sides have plugs in them, right? So I mean, I think that's dual motor, and it's a 3-stage system, right? See the different rungs there? So it is, I believe, a 3-stage leg system, right? And it goes up smoothly, quietly. There's a little noise of the motor, but really it's super quiet. I don't know if it'll even come up on camera, but you can see it's going up smooth. And again, super high. Yeah, like I'm standing right now. It's above right to my pectorals. I have giant pectoral muscles, so. All right, here's our existing desk. This is the Husky desk, which I made a video on a long time ago. So he's got the Alienware monitor, which I haven't made a video on yet. Razer Huntsman keyboard, which I did make a video on. The Razer Viper, no, it's the Basilisk. He had the Razer Viper 2 Pro and it died. Razer speakers, and then the Azeron Cyborg, and of course the Pokemon Nintendo Switch. There's the Samsung Beans, which are the best buds, the Samsung Ring. That's just the temporary sizing guy. And then a dongle for the Logitech G Fits. And then the desktop is mounted at the bottom, and then we have the UPS down there mounted on the bottom as well. But that leaves very little leg room in the middle, so hopefully we'll be able to move the desktop up top and then probably put the UPS in the corner, and then should have a good little setup here. I gotta fix my wall. Some of my tiles are falling off, you can see. And here's exercise equipment I don't use. And then HyperX microphone, which I also made a video on. So this is the current setup. You can see how it's kind of cramped, but it works. And then now we're gonna beef it up a little bit. Here's a terrible example. So here's the coffee. Coffee is delicious. I don't know if you ever had it. I recommend it. And now we're at the max height now. It's my LG Gram laptop coffee in a cup, clear cup. And then we're gonna lower the desk so you can see how smooth it is. So if my terrible helper won't push the button, he's just staring at it. He's trying to mentally control the button, I think. The desk won't make you smarter, I'm afraid. I mean, I hope it will, because somebody needs it. So you can see, coffee's not moving. I mean, it's going down, of course. And there's the doorknob, so you know that we're actually moving. There we go. And so you can see when I shake the desk, it will wobble, but again, I am super strong. Now let's raise it back up. And it slows itself down right before it stops, so it doesn't make a jerky, herky-jerky, aggressive stop. And again, you can shake it, obviously, but again, we're on wheels. And again, most of that shaking a desk is clickbait, right? I have a standing desk. For the most part, you're looking at the screen, you're not laying your arms on here and wobbling it back and forth, right? That's not how desks work. So it's getting a big thumbs up so far. So here's the FlexiSpot, and here's the Vari that I normally make videos in. This is supposed to be a butcher block top is what they call it, but the color's kind of brownish. Like this is the color I was gonna hope. I mean, I know this is more bamboo and maple, but this was a orangey brown more than I wanted. It just so happened it kind of matched this ugly wood that's down in my basement. But now that I have a new area where I film YouTube videos, see my beautiful wall, it doesn't match and it looks funky. So I've resorted to putting tablecloths over, and that's not very pretty. So yeah, well, I film them side by side. There's not a ton of difference. This is thicker. The top on the, but you see the table, see it wobbles too, right? They're both on wheels, they both wobble, right? This one's lower because I don't have it plugged in, but you see it wobbles, right? But again, I'm strong enough I can make a car wobble. Those videos can easily be faked. Color-wise, I much prefer this. I do kind of like the thickness of the Vari desk, but at the same time, you can't screw into it. And this one you can screw into, so I don't know how much it's not like wood, but it is thin, but obviously I was screwing screws into it, and the Vari tells you not to screw into it. So, and as far as leg design, it goes down instead of up, right? So it's thinner at the bottom, and this is thicker at the bottom and thinner at the top. So yeah, the Vari does have a mount on the bottom to put cables into. We got to buy it separately, which also costs more money. So this is the Husky desk, right? This is obviously not meant to be a desk. It's meant to be I think a workbench, and it has a hand crank. So it really sucks to raise and lower it. It was cost effective for the time, and I do like the wood top. This is the full height. So for me, it's not even tall enough to be a standing desk. Now for Boy it is, and I had to buy the wheels separately, I think, I don't remember. But the biggest problem with this desk was it was not deep enough. And it is real wood. I dropped something on here and busted it up. But you can drill into it, right? I drilled the desk mount into it. So it's pros and cons to lots of options. For me, this is never gonna work because I was never gonna sit here and hand crank it all the time. The Boy doesn't actually stand up very much, so he doesn't use it, but also he's lazy, so. I'm the youngest boy! I do like the color of this wood, but I may actually like the bamboo top better. My first 2 YouTube desks, I think, were this color, right? It was this one, and I had like an old, so I like this color, like the classic color of black legs with this kind of bamboo-ish, maple-ish top. It's a good look, and especially if you have black devices like the Gram or an all razor setup, it's a good color combination. All right, so I'm gonna move all this junk over there. All right, so here is all of our stuff. See how much more spacious it is. We got plenty of room for the Alienware. We move the switch onto this side now, so it's less out of the way, and we have the desktop on top. So this is good because when we get a different desktop, or like my Razer desktop, it has all the lights on the side, you can see it, whereas like now you can't. Before it was tucked in the bottom, you couldn't see it. Or if you need to quickly access one of these USB ports or the SD card slots, you got plenty of room. So it's very nice to have a large desktop, and then of course if you want to move your keyboard out of the way and have room to work on something here, it's very nice. So this is turning out pretty good. So it's gonna get the big thumbs up. Like I said, I got limited space here. Hard to show all these desks together, but you can see how much bigger the FlexiSpot desk is compared to the Husky. You can literally push it underneath there and have a double-decker desk. The legs on the FlexiSpot are wide enough that this guy can slide right underneath. We did have to put the UPS up here for a minute. I gotta get some kind of stand or something to put on the side over here. But other than that, here we are at full height, looking good. And we have the standing and sitting setup here. That's standing height. This is for the Boy, and I was gonna say it's pretty good that has a person standing and guy sitting, so his small brain would remember. And then he asked me why there was a 1 and a 4, and then 3, 4. So I thought the standing and sitting guy made perfect sense, but maybe FlexiSpot needs to do more research on there. Not the sharpest tools in the shed, clients. So we did a little makeshift cable management. Like I said, I still gotta move this thing so I didn't want to get too in-depth, but Basically, I took all the cords I had and put them in these little pouch guys, and I used the FlexiSpot included little clamp, and I screwed this one. I screwed in. These here I just used the sticky tape on, but for this one I actually screwed in because it's a little bit heavier. These cables aren't heavy and they're basically staying there on their own anyhow. So yeah, I mean, these wires we gotta fix, of course, but that's the power cord. That won't be taken care of. The other long cable here is because the microphone, we're probably gonna put that on our arm. And outside of that, I mean, we're basically cooking with gas over here now, right? We got our switch over here, getting that'll be out of the way so the switch will look pretty in the desktop again, because that's a cool design switch. You got this little sideboard guy, we got the good Razer speakers, Alienware monitor. So yeah, it's pretty good. And of course it's on wheels, so we can move it whenever I need the cable management again. It's really easy. And another thing, this is what I was worried about before I ever had a desk on wheels. Even though it's on wheels, it doesn't move. It moves easily, but won't move accidentally. At least in my experience, right? It just sits still. I don't have to worry about it moving. So again, we got a bunch of weight and we can shake it. But again, you gotta be a crazy person like that. When you're just typing, it's not going anywhere, right? So here I am typing. That's how I type. And it's not moving, right? It's nothing shaking. All right, that's the Dell XPS 8950. This is why you should like my channel, right? Stuff I make videos on, we actually use. This HyperX is a really old video. These guys, we have a video we've been using this mouse. I think that video is up. Alienware we haven't made a video on yet because we're still trying it out. So far, I think he likes it. I even made a video on this little Sour Power UPS. Didn't make a video on this guy yet because I don't really understand it. The boy didn't know how to talk. So yeah, pretty good, right? We got more space, sturdy. That's like Thor's hammer hitting that thing right there. You know, it's not breaking. All right, so in the time that I've had this, so FlexiSpot did send this to me. Well, prior to having this, I had an old Husky desk and 2 different Vari desks. And right before they sent this to me, I had purchased the Secret Lab desk, which came in about the same time I got the FlexiSpot. And as a huge surprise to pretty much all of us in this house, the most expensive is my least favorite, which is the Secret Lab. So FlexiSpot did send this to me, but on Amazon it's about $600 or $700, whereas the Secret Lab's around $1,300, and I think I paid around $700 or $800 for my Vari desk. Now the Vari is smaller, so if we got the comparable size, it'd be a little bit more, but Flat's still the cheapest of all 3 options. Now each desk is a little bit different as far as like the packaging. Secret Lab was by far the best. It had the most heavy duty packaging. It was the most damaged, but the desk was still fine. The packaging was bad. But Secret Lab was not smart enough to have their desk in the box upside down, so you can mount the legs to it easily, whereas both FlexiSpot and Vari had that. As far as the best controls, I would go with the FlexiSpot because I like the way it looks, but it has a weird, annoying little feature that makes it second place. Top place will go to Vari. Dead last will be the Secret Lab. So what I do like is that the FlexiSpot has the standing guy, the sitting guy, the 3 and the 4, and of course the memory and then the arrows to change it. What I don't like is it goes to sleep or something. So when you press the button, it doesn't automatically respond. See, like it does nothing. Now it wakes up. I do like how well it lights up. I like the blue lights around there. But you basically have to hit the button twice if you haven't been messing with it for it to go up. Operation-wise, it's perfectly fine. It's quiet. The numbers here read really well. And again, I like the blue lighting around here. That looks good. Secret Lab Magnus Pro XL. It's always lit up. I haven't touched this desk. It's just sitting over here. This is not easy to read the number. I do like the green and red buttons here. There's also only 3 memory sections. So personally, I do standing, sitting, and then I have a stool, like an active seat that I use. So, but the active seat has 2 different stances. So I do use all 4 on my general setup. And then buttons are capacitive. So you just touch them. Like they're just touch sensitive buttons basically, which is really annoying. I hate that very much. It's very responsive, but I don't like how that works. Now on the Vari, see it's all black. You can't see the numbers, but as soon as I touch it, the numbers light up. The numbers are easy to read and it goes up quickly. And they're like a rubber kind of soft button. So I like the looks of the FlexiSpot better, but the Vari, the fact that it doesn't have to wake up, I prefer that functionality for sure. Cable management wise, the Vari, this is my desk, kind of a mess. Secret Lab, of course, is the winner from the cable management. Now the problem with the Secret Lab is that it's still kind of messy in there. We did get the FlexiSpot looking really good. I mean, I still have work to do. We can see, I kind of just mounted them in these little pouches. I still gotta fix these wires. I didn't do this, the boy messed this up. But as far as the main wires, it's pretty easy to get them there. The fact that you can still kind of drill into the bamboo a little bit is good. But again, nothing's gonna match the Secret Lab. The Secret Lab lighting there is super cool, but it didn't sync with my Razer products, and you could just buy lighting to put on your other desk. Like I have some Razer lighting that I'm gonna put on the FlexiSpot desk probably, and it will look just as cool. The best wheels, I'm gonna say FlexiSpot is the best. The Vari, of course, I had to buy the wheels separately. FlexiSpot came with it. The Secret Lab doesn't have wheels. I put the wheels from the FlexiSpot onto Secret Lab and it worked great. The worst customer service is by far Secret Lab. Easiest to build will be Vari. So we've had it for a couple weeks now. Like I said, originally I had 2 Vari desks. The boy was using my old Husky desk. We got rid of the Husky desk and one of the Vari desks. I kept one Vari desk and we moved the Secret Lab to the YouTube desk. I actually offered the boy whichever one he wanted to keep, and he chose which desk?
FlexiSpot.
And why did you choose this one over the other 2?
Because it looks way cooler.
Yeah, he likes the look of the bamboo a lot. I do think the bamboo and black leg is a cool look. Personally, I do like the very reclaimed wood look, but also like this bamboo a lot. And when I first got the Secret Lab desk, I thought the black on black was cool, but it's kind of boring after a while. Like, there's a nice contrast to have the black products on the lighter color wood. Like I said, he uses Razer products, I use Razer products, so black on black was got a little boring, and then it does look cool here, right? And even the lights still show up. That's pretty good. Now, this is substantially larger than its previous desk. Explain your mouse pad. What is it?
It is a mouse pad, just some Japanese brand that people and mouse pad enthusiasts are big fans of.
But you want the larger size for, he's using a mouse and keyboard to play Fortnite. He flops his mouse around like a maniac when playing Fortnite, and he needed more space. So you need an extra large mouse pad. So I have a very large desk like this, 72 inches wide by 30 inches deep. He's got plenty of room for the mouse pad, plenty of room for his other controller, the Azeron Cyborg. We got the full desktop on top. This is the Dell XPS 8950. We have the 2 Razer speakers on there. Full-size Razer keyboard with numpad, extra large mouse pad, microphone behind the monitor. Ignore those wires coming down. We got the Nintendo Switch over here. We even actually have the UPS on top of the desk. We got to find a better spot for that, but plenty of room here. Any complaints about the desk?
My last desk, I was used to putting my feet on the crossbar, and now it's got no crossbar.
Oh yeah, so the previous desk had a crossbar in between the 2 legs. This one doesn't. Most desks don't. Stability-wise, again, I can shake it, but it's on wheels. Do you ever notice it wobbling while you're using it?
Only if I stand up in games while standing, but if you just use it for regular viewing of just...
If you're using a standard internet activity, computer activity, he's a programmer, so it's computer programming, typing, looking at YouTube videos, nonsense. No problems with the desk wobbling in a seated position. In a standing position, does it wobble when you're just doing nonsense? You only notice the wobble when you're gaming and standing, right?
Yeah.
Is it problematic or is it just something that happens?
Well, it comes from whenever you flick the mouse around.
Yeah, flop the mouse around like a maniac.
You have to move it quick to go from side to side.
He's a wild man on that mouse. So, again, I've had standing desks for many, many years. All of them wobble to some capacity, and especially when they're on wheels. But again, while you're actually using a desk, you're not doing anything to make it shake like that. He's flopping like a maniac. There'll be some wobble to any desk, of course, if it's gonna stand up, but overall, I think this is an excellent desk. By far the best value for your dollar from all the desks that we've had. Again, big fan of it. It gets the big thumbs up. The little small brain thumbs up too. Big brain thumbs up, small brain.
My thumb way longer than your thumb.
Yeah, I like the light ups on the buttons. It's very cool. But the slow responsiveness. 27-inch monitor, very large speakers, getting full keyboard, extra large mouse pad, full size desktop. All right, that's it. Thanks for checking us out.